on. I usually don't make kind of, well, these videos at all, really. But, you know, I feel like as a way of giving back to you and just something, like a nice change, you know, I thought I'd make this little wholesome, kind of uplifting Christmas video. I mean, like I said, I don't usually do stuff like this, but, you know, it's like, this year I'm kind of feeling festive, you know, it's, I don't know, I feel festive most of the time, but this is kind of a weird year for me, so I feel more positive towards Christmas, and I just thought I'm going to capitalise on that as much as possible, and basically just make this video talking about why I like Christmas. I don't know why, but might as well, you know, and you can join me, you know, just take a breath. Make yourself a nice cup of coffee or a tea or carbonated beverage or something. Sit by the fire or some sort of version of a fire. And yes, please join me in the, well, the ramblings of why I enjoy Christmas. Cheers. Ooh. I think for me, the whole love and kind of appreciation of Christmas starts really young. You know, you're told about Santa, this big guy with the big beard, and the reindeer and Rudolph and all this stuff, you know, he comes down your chimney and he leaves presents for you and all that stuff, and you have to leave the cookie in the milk. That's very important. You've got to leave the cookie in the milk as a sign of appreciation. You've got to do that. If you don't do that, Santa might be very disappointed. And you don't want to do that because you won't get presents. You won't do that. You've got to give him milk and cookies. You know, and it's in schools as well. You know, you set up a Christmas tree. You know, everyone's talking about Christmas, and there's Christmas stories and Christmas films and all this stuff. And we all pass around cards and presents. And oh, it's brilliant. Honestly, it's
and that's
as wholesome as something can be. You know, it's almost textbook definition wholesome. It's in there. It's in there. It's a primary school with kids, with presents and a Christmas tree, and someone, well, Santa basically.
You refuse to look at the photo. You've taken my phone, put it in your pocket, Prime Minister. His mother says the NHS is in crisis. What's your response to that?
It's a terrible, terrible photo, and I apologise, obviously, to the families and all those who have terrible experiences in the NHS.
At all. And it's a good way to keep kids in line, you know, you want to make sure that they do well. And
so Nikki, tell us how long you've been sleeping roughly.
Toys. I mean,
nearly 5 months.
I stayed pretty well behaved most of the time, you know. I mean, and it was awesome. Got an Xbox, or like these days you may be getting a phone.
Tom, the young man Kelly was talking about, is here, and his story is a shocking one. He was born with a spine condition. He's incontinent, jobless, homeless. He has no family, no help or care. He's on his own.
You're up all night and you're just like, oh, maybe I can hear him. Maybe I can hear him. Maybe I can hear him. And then like catch him and say hello and get more presents or something. And then, you know, and like,
I have people like laugh at me, and there was a family that walked past and they pulled all their kids to the other side.
Just screaming at your parents.
That was,
come on, let's go and have Christmas. You know, and just
that was unfair.
Run downstairs and you look at the tree and there's presents around it. It's like, ah, look at that. That's so sick. It's
Coal depletion would cause temperatures to rise enough to melt the entire sheet covering Antarctica, driving the level of the sea up by over 50 meters. And what's even more alarming is that they found that half the melting could occur in as little as 1,000 years. That's roughly 10 times the rate at which it is rising right now.
The fucking Xbox! I can't believe it. Oh yes, I've always wanted one, and it's just, you know, and it's that adrenaline rush. It's so amazing. You just. Nothing like it. That's what Christmas is. It's like, it's so beautiful, isn't it? It's just, you can't, it's almost undescribable.
But the Labour Party is a racist party.
Amazing. And then not only
the
that,
Labour Party,
the Christmas dinner. It's the turkey, or, well, you know, I had turkey, other people might have other stuff. You know,
Today's report is damning. It lays out England's problems with homelessness in stark terms, calling it a national crisis, saying the government's approach has been an abject failure. It says the Department for Communities and Local Government's attitude has been unacceptably complacent, with limited action that has lacked urgency.
I worry that I'm going to end up on the street with nothing. I really do.
Was when the Conservative Party chose to masquerade as an independent fact checker during the first TV debate. That was a clear choice to make, and I think it's a choice that stepped across a line.
Because especially in the evenings when everything's closed, where I would need to use a loo normally, that does make it very, very difficult for me.
It's a great honour to speak on behalf of the largest single party in this place. And may I say that if I needed any convincing at all, that the best thing for Britain is to leave here as soon as possible.
A failure of leadership is when you use racist remarks to describe people in different countries or in our society. People pay too little for US medicines around the world. That's the kind of agenda the Prime Minister wants to get involved with. That's the kind of deal they're trying to make with the US.
The report says that all measures of homelessness have increased in the last 7 years. The number of people sleeping on the streets up by 134%. The number living in temporary accommodation has risen by about 2/3 since 2010, now around 78,000 families in England. And shockingly, some 120,000 children are without a permanent home.
Ryan Abrahams is 19. Not only has he been unable to find homelessness support, but when it comes to benefits, his circumstances mean he cannot even access the system, let alone make a claim.
Everywhere I go, they tell me that I've been homeless for this long and I've managed to keep myself alive this long. So So I can last a few more months on the streets and they just don't get back to you after that.
Christmas, and I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to make this video, and so please, just tell me in the comments below or something. Like, what are you going to be doing for Christmas?